All right, guys, the next pitch we're going to talk about is going to be the two-seam fastball. The two-seam fastball is a pitch that some athletes choose as their primary pitch. So instead of them throwing a four-seam fastball, they'll choose to throw a two-seam fastball, and it just feels more natural for them. A two-seam fastball tends to have a little bit more down movement, and it also might have a little bit of tail, which is a sideways movement. Some athletes just get one of those, so they might get tail only or just drop only. And other athletes get a little bit of both, making it a really deceptive pitch and a really hard pitch to hit. So when we throw this two-seam fastball, we still want to have the same mechanics and move the exact same way we would as if we were throwing a four-seam fastball. All right, guys, so we talked about the baseball, and we talked about this being the horseshoe and this being the tunnel, the closest part of where the laces are closest. We call this the tunnel or the neck. Everybody has different ways of calling them, but this is what I call it over here. So what we're gonna do is, there's two ways of throwing this two-seam fastball. Again, it's gonna be a matter of preference and what your athlete feels the most comfortable with. It's also gonna be a matter of what works best for them. So just because it works for me doesn't mean it'll work for your athlete. I'm gonna show you the first way would just be going across these laces. Anytime I'm holding laces, I tend to wanna put this crease in the lace. I feel like I get better grip when I do that. And then we'll just hold this ball, two fingers, pretty much across that neck or that tunnel. Okay. The next way, and the way I throw the two seam, would be here. What I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna go ahead and put my fingers a little inside of the laces. So I'm not gonna separate them like this. This starts to become more like a split finger. But just a basic two-seam fastball, what I would do is just kind of sit my fingers inside of it nice and tight. And we're not going to get too fancy or too technical, but sometimes depending on how high or low you are on the seams can affect the difference in the kind of pitch you get down at the plate. So we're just going to start basic, kind of that you see that middle finger is the longest finger. So what I tend to do is put that finger almost right in the middle, and then my pointer finger will be a little lower, and then we'll be right about here. I feel good with the ball there, and I'm gonna try to throw this just like a fastball. I wanna stay on top, okay? And I'm not gonna say to pronate, but the reality is if we can keep this finger going in or towards your body versus away from your body, we should get a lot more spin and a more effective spin. So what I would do is focus on making sure that I'm staying on top of the ball and getting as much backspin as I can, and this ball should result in this pitch should result in a lot of movement towards the plate.